Hello, my name is Jeanette Berry. I'm president of OCC Living, and today is my first podcast. It's called Live with OCC. So I'd like to introduce my guest today, which was my co-host. Right here is Tia.
Hi, so I'm Tia Jones. I am the CEO and founder of DFW Kids on the Move, which is a nonprofit organization here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Great to be here.
Thank you. Candy Bradshaw.
Hello, I'm Candy Bradshaw with Bradshaw Consulting and Training, and I also work with Jeanette with OCC Living as her program director.
Allison Williams.
Hi, I'm Allison Williams, Director of J. William Village. I'm honored to be here today working along with Miss Berry with OCC Living.
And everybody know the wonderful Edna Pemberton. We call her Miss P.
Woo!
Yeah, hello, I'm Edna Pemberton, and I'm just excited to be here.
Well, thank you. Okay, what we're going to do, the purpose of the podcast is to allow other nonprofits and small businesses to know who's out there. It's been on my spirit to do, and communities where people are going through some stuff. We haven't seen anything yet, but I know that there's a lot of nonprofits that's doing stuff in the community that we don't even know what they're doing. So we want to bring them to the attention of the people in the community, so if something is going on, you know where you can go and get assistance from.
That's awesome, because in the community there are so many nonprofits. I mean, we just listed our nonprofits, and we're just a small snippet of what's out in the community. And so I think this is a great opportunity for you to be able to finally connect all the people that you are connected to, and so that we will know how to we'll know who has what and what services and what's out there. I think it's really important.
Thank you.
Very, very, very important.
Yeah.
Not only that, it brings a sense of community where each one of us can help one another, because it takes more than one person to do things. And one thing about I've learned with working with Miss Berry, that she's a wealth of information, and she knows how to plug people together to bring the dream, or what I say, get the job done. And we'll have an opportunity to meet new people.
Exactly. And let me just piggyback a little bit. And not only does she know, but she's willing to make the connection, because a lot of people know. But her willingness, her heart is amazing. I mean, she's mentored me these past 3 years in just, working with our nonprofit. And it has been absolutely amazing. So she's willing to do it. You don't always get people that are willing. And so I know she doesn't like a lot of the attention in the spotlight. We're going to give it to her.
Exactly.
That's amazing. And we're grateful for that. And so here we are now. I think I'm excited to, as you say, to meet new people, find out what's going on in our community. That's going to be great.
I never will forget the first time Miss Jeanette said she's going to meet Edna Pemberton. And she said,
me too. I'm like, you got Miss P?
well, at the time, I heard that, but she said Miss P. And it was at the mall at the time. And she was like, you don't know who Miss P is? I said, not really. She said, she is a legend out here in these streets. I was like, wow. So when she met her, then I came along to meet Miss Pemberton. Miss P is what affectionately call her.
Right.
She has so much willingness to give.
Exactly.
And so much to share her resources and people.
Right.
And I watched how the connections that she shared with Miss Berry has taken it and ran with it,
Exactly.
but openly have shared.
That is so true.
And so I am grateful, Miss Pemberton, to have met you as well.
Exactly.
And every now and then I throw around, I know Miss P.
Well, as a girl in the Oak Cliff area here in Edna Pemberton, and so all my life I'd always heard, and when I met her, I'm like, oh my God! So this is a living legend, really.
Yes.
So it's an honor to have you at the table, and of course I know you mentor all of us.
Yes.
We are, I guess, the step mentors or something like that.
Yeah, I think the really important thing is that Miss Pemberton, Ms. P has helped us understand that we are better together.
That's true.
Exactly.
And if we would just come together and use each of our resources, we can be much stronger and get way much more done.
That's true.
If we, Jeanette is good at what she does, I'm good at what I do, you're good at what you do, you're good at what you do. And so we can do more together, utilizing each other's
Yes.
areas of expertise. And so I think I know from all the way back to Camp Wisdom now.
Yeah.
That's one thing I learned about FP was, hey, let's get it, let's pull together. And what one person can do, another person can, and guess what?
Bring it together.
We are much better as a result of that.
Like she said, bring the crumbs, make a slice of bread. Everybody can eat from the crumbs. And I couldn't understand it. I was like, huh? I didn't, but now I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Like she told me when I first met her, she was like, money and a building ain't gonna be your problem. I looked at her and said, woman, I have neither one. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
But
Yes. But
10 years later,
Here you are.
here I am.
Yeah.
Yep. So I just appreciate you for, and it's taking us like a year before I kept on calling, we would miss each other. So finally when I met her, it was raining. It was December 31st, raining one Sunday, and she was at the office, at her old community office, and we talked. And she was like, what you want? I say nothing. She said, well, if you do what I tell you to do, then you're gonna be okay. I said, oh, okay. And Helen Ginning's office told me to reach out to Miss P.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And we turned around and tried to find her, and couldn't find her.
Couldn't find the lady.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yep. It's like she disappeared. Whoever she was that told me is like she
Just
just,
there to bring y'all
yep,
together.
bring us together.
Purpose, wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, and we've been together ever since. We've been working the community, so, but I tell her, hey, I sleep at 4 o'clock a.m., you don't. Now, don't call me at 4 in the morning, and now I find myself texting people, okay, make sure you do this. I gotta be in like P now, so.
Because when I used to get them 5 o'clock texts and stuff, I immediately was like, what's wrong? And I go read the text, because you have to know Miss Berry. She's not one of them people that insert herself. But if you're part of a task that she has delegated to you, she's gonna have it outlined, boom, 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 and she'll send you a reminder. So the first time I got a 5 o'clock text, I was like, is everything all right? What's going on? So I read and it was, don't forget, you supposed to ... And I learned no matter what she entrusted me to do,
Right.
she leaves detailed instructions. And that's one of the things I think in the nonprofit world, if you're a newbie or you just even learning it, you need detailed instructions because sometimes we fly by the seat of our pants, but the wheel has already been created. So you're really just getting on the wheel and you're not making a whole nother wheel.
Right.
But my question to Ms. P is, what brought you to the love of community?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's a good one.
How we know that?
I guess, loving people. A people mover.
I can see that.
Just loving people. And knowing that there is a need that we have to have. First thing was Candy. I was hired, and Candy was one that did my speaking for me, because I just couldn't do it. And when I retired, she spoke for me and took me places I'd never been before. And then from there, I learned about loving people. And then she became my mentor. Yeah, Candy Bradshaw. And took me all over. And it spoke for me. And I forget how many people, but about 100 people. She walked and talked and told about retirement.
Yeah, choosing and changing careers, yep.
And what to do. I was, what to do, there she was.
You never know.
That's powerful. That is
You
powerful.
never know.
Amazing, I'm her mentor. She
I
said,
know,
"Mom,
that's what I'm
since I met her."
Well, she said it, so
Exactly.
look, you heard it here.
Exactly.
First,
Live with
at the
OCC.
OCC, we know now that Candy is a mover
And
and a shaker.
But look at the power of women being able to really uplift one another. And I think the month of March, as we're celebrating and honoring women, this is powerful to have a table with women that, I mean, we're all mentored by, you know, just one another and inspired by one another.
Yes.
That is so amazing. That's powerful. Ms. P, I have a question. I know that you've done so many great things in the community. Can you think of one, I know there's so many, but is there like one thing that stands out the most that you feel the most accomplished about?
Oh, yes.
Do tell.
Tell us.
One of the things a lot to me is what really has done with CJ and Jazzy. And we tell about CJ and Jazzy.
Ma'am, me?
We have a guest that's getting ready to roll over here. Well, she should have been at the table anyway.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Rita, Miss P's daughter, one of her daughters. And she's referring to, I think everybody here knows them now, especially, you know, you interviewed one of them. My grandchildren, Travion Williams, we call him TJ, and Jasmine Williams, I call her Jazzy Cakes. But I was laid off a couple of years ago, you know, right after the pandemic. I do mortgage, so I was working for a mortgage company. I won't say the name, but I was one of the managers there. And you know, when the interest rates began going up, not many people are refinancing, right? So a lot of the managers were laid off. I was one of them. And but when I was working there, I came home from work one day, and Jasmine, she was like, "Gigi, I want to start my own business." And so I was like, "What?" You know, she was 5 at the time. "What do you want to do?" And then she's like, "I want to make lip gloss." And I'm like, "You lip gloss? What?" "Yeah, but it has to be vegan." "Vegan?" "She's 5. What? And so I told her dad, I said, "Okay, son, your daughter wants to start her own business. She wants to make lip gloss, and they gotta be vegan. You gotta figure it out." And then he said, "She saw that on TikTok." And I said, "Yes, but there are a lot of things on TikTok that she could have picked up.
Right.
You know, the dances, the songs, you know, some of that other stuff. But she decided, she saw the business and she wanted to start her own business. So I was like, okay, let me look it up. I looked it up and I found out that the supplies were not that expensive. The process was not very intense and it was possible. You can make vegan, you know. So I learned how to make it and I taught her how to make it. And from there, it's just her business. Now she has her own business.
Wow.
It's called Tajay Island. Her middle name is Tajay. So we call it Tajay Island. And now she makes lip gloss and lip balm and body mist and hand sanitizer, necklaces and bracelets and all those things. And right now she's 8 years old. But at 5 years old,
Started.
Wow.
right, today, she makes, every season she makes Dallas Cowboys lip gloss.
Yep.
And she makes bracelets and feel better cards for Dallas Cowboys who get injured during the season. And during she is coming from my mom and dad, I'm gonna go ahead and say it like that, from my mom and my dad, like she said, her love for people. You know, it passed down to me and my sisters, and then my children,
Exactly.
and now my grandchildren.
Exactly.
Jazzy and TJ love helping people. Now she, when the tragedy happened in Uvalde, Texas, with the shooting, she made a bracelet for all of the
Wow.
children who lost, and then teachers who lost their lives. And so she was like, "Can we send it to them?" And I'm like, "I don't know exactly who to send it to, but I'll figure it out." And I said, "Jazzy, okay, I know we have these bracelets. She made these bracelets, y'all, for," and I'm like, "Okay, Jazzy, I'm trying to figure out who to send it to, right?" And she said, "Why can't we just take it there?" And I'm like, "Okay, it's a 6-hour drive one way." She's like, "Okay."
The spirit of a young child.
Yeah. And she ain't driving, but I'm like, okay. So her dad works and mom works, and so I called, everybody works, so I called my other son, Brian. I said, "Brian, we gotta drive to Uvalde." He's like, what? Why? I said, because your niece made bracelets for everybody. She wants to put it on their memorials. So whenever you're off, let me know. He said, I'm off Thursday. Let's go.
Wow.
And we went. And me and Brian and Jazzy and TJ, her brother TJ, drove to Uvalde. She put the bracelets on the memorials, and then she said, can we make a circle and pray for the families? We did that. You know, she just, and TJ's the same way. TJ, he's 9 now, but around the same time, they had a puppy, and I'll make this one short. They had a puppy named Midnight. Midnight died, and he was the one that's always getting up in the morning, taking Midnight out to play and eat and everything before school. One morning he got up, picked her up, and she wasn't, she wouldn't wake up. And when he came home from school that day, of course, he was really sad. He said, Gigi, can I write a book about Midnight, about the good times we had, so I won't feel so bad about, about her not being here with me anymore. I said, of course, write down everything you want to say, we'll put it in the book. So he did that, he put it in the book, it's being illustrated. After that, he wanted to write a book of prayers for other kids who may have lost loved ones or whatever they want to pray for. It's called, that's what you want to call it. He says, I want to call it Midnight Prayers. So that book is published, it's on Amazon, it's called Midnight Prayers. And then he wanted to do now he wants to do all kinds of books. So right now he has 3 published books, and now he has 10 more books that we need to upload onto Amazon right now. So, and then he and Jazzy she wants to make bracelets for the children in the hospitals who are seriously or terminally ill, all the children. All of them. And TJ, he makes bookmarks to go with each of his books, and he wants to do a bookmark, with a special message for all the children who are in the hospital who are seriously or terminally ill. And I didn't say no, of course. I'm like, okay, we'll do it, but I think that's what she was talking about. But that kind of, transcends from generation to generation.
That's probably.
Wow, it is.
Yeah, so.
It is something to be proud of. I know that is one of your, that's it, that's a highlight.
Yeah.
To know that you have just created that lineage, that generational blessing, and that's powerful. So,
That's one of my goals, special.
that's powerful.
Okay, Miss Berry. Question. When did you know that not only were you called to serve the community, because I found it also sometimes when you're in healthcare, you automatically gravitate toward being a caregiver and a taker. But when did you know, besides running and doing your nonprofit, that you were called to, would I say, gather people together and lead? And I laugh because when we were on Hampton in our office, Miss Berry, as I call her, Jeanette, she ordered some key rings. And when she ordered the key rings, they mistakenly, so we thought, sent her a key ring with a globe on it and an airplane going through it. So me and Jeanette often had laughed about that. And as we fast forward to now, when did you really realize that was God already speaking to you, saying you're going to be global, and that you're going to be all over, not just in your business, but inspiring others to go on and to be that connection?
When I was 5.
Great.
When I was little.
Wow.
I mean, I had a heart for people not knowing, you a kid, but I remember my uncle used to come and I would give him my lunch money. And then my cousins, we would go to Mississippi every summer. We lived in California, and I was always helping. And I never forget, being the young age I am, my cousins now are saying, you know what, I remember when you used to come, you always made sure we had, or you always made sure we had a summer or something. So, I know it was there when you little, but now, God is allowing me to make a bigger impact that I don't want to make. But, you have to be obedient to God.
Exactly.
So that's where I am now, and that's why we're here today, because God told me this is something that's needed, which we don't know the need, but He does. So we just have to be obedient. So I've been helping people all my life. And then being in the medical, you find yourself, helping on the medical side, but it's helping period, with all areas of somebody's life. You never know what kind of impact you're making.
Well, it is, for me, it's an honor to be even attached to you, because not only just knowing you on a professional level and a personal level, you are always bringing instructions, which is needed. And you know what? God give you what you need when you need it.
Exactly.
Because I'm an all over the person place, and Miss Berry always bring me back into one line, because I'm from the medical field as well, and I'm a caregiver, and I was raised doing mission work. So whenever I see a need, I just have that heart to wanna meet it. But also Miss Berry has let me know you can't meet every need. That's why you need a village. And that's why she decided that it's time to put in spotlight other organizations that we might not know of. Now she might know of them, but a lot of people in the community that's doing the work don't know that you could pick up the phone and say, hey, Tia, this is what we have going on over here. Could your services be used, or is it? So that's a great thing that I see that she's doing, bringing us together and not letting us feel like we're the Lone Ranger.
Exactly. And that's exactly what she does.
Yes.
She's okay, this is going on, and that's going on, and you just, okay, let's go, let's make it happen. And I mean, that's just how she does it. But I noticed, it's so much of that, just like I said, at the table with the women here, that we have all not only been mentored by basically one another, but it just that blessing that we've all have that heart to serve. Because I met her trying to help somebody. I was trying to find diapers for someone, and I walked in and I'm like, whoa, okay? So that was my resource. I thought it was just the diapers, but God had a bigger plan, which He usually does, and so we've been connected ever since. So if she calls and says, listen, this is what's going on, I don't ask any questions, we're there, because I honor and I respect, what God has done for her. And so I'm excited, I can't wait to see, how else this podcast is gonna just touch so many lives. And, we push you out there because you push us, but you're here and we're excited about it, God is doing
And you know what, that's funny, because Miss P,
Oh, yes.
one thing she told me, pictures, flyers, and a sign-in sheet. I mean, I go to sleep with that. If you call me, picture sign, picture sign. And Miss P does not like to be interviewed.
Right.
But she'll tell you, you need to be interviewed.
Exactly.
I never forget, I was going through a situation, which nobody knew. I mean, Allison knew. And she called me and said, fool, do you know you're going through your own situation that you're trying to help somebody? I say, well, I'm the fool, but P told me to do it. He had me in front of the camera, behind me, say so and so. And I'm like, so. Allison said, right there, she's looking at the news saying, you gave me a whole new look on life. Because I know what you're going through. And you doing this, so we never know. God sends people that pushes each other. Like Candy and I, we never thought we'd be working on this level together. We did community stuff together. I met Candy through Miss P. But now it's a whole, like she tell me, do you know we're a whole level? I'm like, I'm good. So, just like with Rita, hey, tell them about your part.
Yeah.
She does movies, film writer and stuff.
I write stage plays. In fact, we're presenting one December 14th in the theater. I was mainly writing from church, for church. And then my boys push me like my mama pushes me, right? I push everybody else, but somebody else has to push me to do stuff, And so they push me. They actually sign the papers. They're like, Every year you say you're going to do it in the theater, and every year you back out. You're not backing out this year. So anyway, I thank God for them. And I will say this too. I think it's great that you start this podcast and you have, all these different people together, because One thing, you know, social media is really big, right? And one thing that I see and hear on social media all the time, and I mean all the time, is that your family and your friends will be your last customers, be your last supporters. And I find that to be so not true.
Right.
Exactly.
I find it to be so not true. Y'all hanging with the wrong people. So I'm telling you, my family and my friends, even when I did my first play, they were the first one to buy tickets. When I wrote my books, they were the first ones to buy the books. When my son, all my sons are musicians in different ways, they have their businesses. Once again, family, friends were the first customers. My grandchildren, their businesses. But, you know, Jeanette, my family, y'all, you guys are the first customers. So I just find it to be so not true. And I think that rather than spreading the negativity, I like the fact that, you know, it's spreading positivity here and letting us see that people can get together. Different businesses, different organizations can come together and support each other. And I think that's so very important when today we're looking at, especially nowadays when you see everybody wants to expose everybody's dirt, right?
Exactly.
You see that all the time.
Well,
I mean,
to the round table.
from athletes to churches to pastors, everybody wants to spread everybody's dirt. Wants to expose everybody's dirt. And I think this is kind of stuff that needs to be exposed more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We just had a guest that walked in. State your name.
I'm Yolanda Torrance off the Glass Squad.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
As you see, we all have a lot of energy, different personalities, but we cut up when we get together and take care of business.
Yes.
Tell them what you do.
I have off the Glass Squad. I have these kids. I use basketball as a form of discipline. So we are trying to merge the gap between that parenting, between the teachers' relationship, between the police officers' relationship. I want life skills for them. We're now taking it a little bit further and trying to get this mental health in line as well. We got some little STEM going on that's trying to help them sit down and stay focused and, you know, piece some things together. The same thing that we're using for life. We have to have that map. So we're mapping things out and we're navigating successfully. So, hey.
Woo-hoo for coach!
You see Yolanda, same thing, I met Yolanda on Facebook. I need to meet you. I'm like, for what? She say, I don't know. Did somebody tell you to
No, I see some posts that you had made.
something?
They
And
came
we've
through
been,
Facebook, and I was like, okay, she's out there in the community. She's out here where my boys are really close. Let me go out there. Then this little queen right here. Ooh, wee! She was like, what? You in the right place. You're in the right place. And they have not let me go. They have cradled me. They have shown me the way. They have encouraged me. They have redirected me. You know, this little, oh my God. And I just have been surrounded by so many great people, Tia. I mean, I just cannot not be grateful. I'm thankful. I realize how blessed I am. And, you know, I'm a whole big cup of tea now. I'm not for everybody. Because they don't understand this high that I live on, and it has nothing to do with alcohol.
Right.
But I still believe I can fly and I can touch the sky. And I hang out amongst the stars. You know, and you can't tell me no different.
Okay, now speaking of stars, you just tell us real quick what you did. You really do hang out with the stars.
Well,
Where were you this weekend,
I
ma'am?
went to the NAACP Image
Oh,
Awards.
yes.
And I mean, these people have just, again, taken me, and one of the ladies said, Yolanda, she said, you really dress up like this? I said, well, I love to dress up, but don't get it twisted. I could go in a pair of jeans and still get recognized because I'm sunshine. She said, so guess what? We went to the Jennifer Hudson show And guess what?
Mhm.
They call me out there.
Is that
You know,
right?
yes,
It's
and
the
I was
light.
like, I said, I told
It's the
you.
light, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
awesome.
it's the sunshine, it's
That's
God
true.
that's covering
That's
me.
true.
Let your light
And
shine.
yes, and I'm like, you know, but again, I'm not for everybody.
Right.
You know, and I don't have a problem with confidence.
That's
You know,
right.
when you got it, you got it.
Now, that's
You know,
true.
and you need to talk
And
about
I
it.
think people can't be intimidated by other people's confidence. What did Dion?
What
say?
Dion said, don't let my confidence speak to your insecurities.
That's it. That's
And
it.
that's really what it comes down to.
He was talking to me. He was talking to me.
Me too. That's it.
And I tell people all the time.
Exactly.
You know, And I
Yeah.
was like, girl, you really wear that?
Yes.
Because as long as I feel classy
Mhm.
and I feel secure, baby, I'm saying, well, you look fabulous today.
And you look amazing at every
Oh,
You
yeah.
look amazing.
So when I walked in the doctor's office, she was like, look at you, you just gorgeous. I was like, now I'm dressed for work, and here I go again.
Exactly.
You know, and at the after party for the images, this guy came up to me, he said, excuse me, beautiful dress, purple, that's everything. He said, but what exactly do you do? And I said, which part? Then you're a comedian. Yeah, which part? You know, because I'm supposed to keep him there. Which part? You tell me what you do.
Exactly.
And he said, I negotiate entertainers' contracts.
Mm.
I said, well, you were sent to me for a reason because we need some funding.
Been around too long.
As Miss B and Miss Berry say, never miss the opportunity to put yourself out there.
That's right.
And that's what I tell them. My
That's
job
true.
is sales and marketing. I believe in presentation.
That's
Either
true.
the first time, either I'm gonna win you or I'm gonna lose you.
That's true.
You know, so and I'm gonna do it the way I know how to do it.
Exactly.
That is
So,
true.
and
That's
once
what
it's
you
not
gotta do.
ready for this journey,
Exactly.
That's
close that door,
what you
God.
do.
Close that door, God. Move them on.
Yeah.
It's something new.
How's your personality? How does it all benefit you as a nonprofit leader? I think that's a good question. How
I'm
does it benefit?
outgoing.
Yes.
I don't mind if you don't know what a nonprofit is,
Mhm.
how a nonprofit work. You got a minute? Let me, tell you
Exactly.
some
Exactly.
things.
Exactly.
And I just don't make it be about me or being hilarious now. I really don't. It's about my babies.
Right. Understood.
And the journey that I want to see them on
Right.
to help them get there.
That's
And it's
good.
that navigation,
Right.
as long as we got somebody that believe
Yeah.
in you to
Yes.
see that just that little bit
Yes.
of light.
Yes. That's awesome. I know.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
And how many young people, they don't see it in themselves?
That's true.
Someone has to help them see it.
Mhm.
And then they come back a couple of years later and say, I just never would have known. Had someone not
push me out there.
helped push me out there.
And show me how to do it, because
Exactly.
I get a chance to do that in my nonprofit with the young ladies that I work with. I inspire African American young ladies to, I create a platform so that they can talk about journalism. They do photography. We talk, and each month we publish a newsletter. And with these young ladies, I help prepare them to walk on the stages that are now, being offered to them. Because a lot of times, before you get there, you need to know how do you arrive? What does it take? What do you need? The confidence is everything.
Everything.
I used to not be as confident as I am, but once I realized who I was, once I realized who God said I was, I was better able. Okay, I know I got it, and then I'm able to teach that to them, and that has been vital.
And
And
when
to
you
see
used
their
to
growth.
say, know your own strength.
Exactly.
Yes.
And when you know
Yes.
that, and then you teach it, and so I teach that to these young ladies, and they have been given so many opportunities. And I turn around and look and say, God, it was you putting this all together, and I'm proud of that. And so it's important that my girls, as I call them, that they see us at the table. They see us, just creating that foundation so that they can walk in these opportunities and be prepared and know I deserve to be here.
Right.
I deserve to be in this space. And if it's not there, I'll create it. And this is what we're doing, as African American women at this table, showing others that they can do it. And so I think it's, as I keep saying, this is so powerful. We can go on and on about this, but thank you for just your obedience to God to say, okay, God, I'll do it. It took a little shoving and I don't know, but we know you know. You can do this.
That's what God does too, it just says, now, I just need you to do what I'm telling you to do.
That's true.
I need you to do what I'm
That's
telling
true,
you,
just a yes. That's
so
all
you
you
can see
need.
what I can do.
That's
And
true.
That's true. You know, listen, be obedient.
Yes.
And it's like, and God is just gonna keep pouring into you, because I
Yes.
can trust you, you listening, I
Exactly.
got your
That's
attention.
it. That is it.
And you know, and I tell these kids the same thing. Bring me those ones. I don't want the ones that, you know, the A and B. You get enough recognition.
Right.
I want these that
Channels.
is not being
Exactly.
channeled.
That's
You
true.
know, hey, let's set some short-term goals.
Yes,
That's true.
How are we gonna get there? Everything is about navigating.
Yeah.
These babies' self-esteem, their confidence level is at the lowest. They're
Yes,
going
it
through
is.
puberty.
It is.
I don't mind. You know,
right,
as many times as I got to redirect, I'm okay with that.
that's right.
I'm okay with that. You're still a child. I want you to stay that child.
Right. That's
But
true.
I don't mind walking through that door and getting all of those rejections. I'm good.
Exactly.
But when you come through, you better come through.
Exactly.
You better come through.
Exactly.
And I don't want no frauds.
Okay.
You learn how to talk, you
Yes.
conduct
That's
yourself,
right.
and just because my back is turned, don't think I can't see you.
Exactly.
And I keep telling kids, you don't have to tell me nothing. I wear glasses to help me see.
Yeah.
I got 2 ears to help me hear.
Exactly.
Sit down and shut up.
Exactly.
You know how to act. So in these simultaneously things,
Mm-hmm.
if you can do these dual things,
Right.
when you go in that classroom, you can sit down, shut your mouth. Same way you come to practice prepared,
Mm-hmm.
you go to classroom.
So you're giving them expectations, and a lot of that's what's missing in our communities. A lot of times are the expectations. We have to give our children. This is what I expect from you, and I set the standard. You know, when we first started, and I look at when we have our meetings. Those girls on time. I mean, they're on time. They're waiting for me to start the Zoom or start the meeting. But the expectations are out there. They want it. They desire it, and
And
so
they're excited.
they're excited about
They're
it. So
excited.
this. You know, once again, we thank you all for just being, you know, just those leaders and being, you know, visible in the community because these children are looking.
yes.
They're looking and we're their answers, you know, sometimes they don't have it in their homes.
Well, and then sometimes what I found out working with, because I work with a lot of young people too. My dad, he was a youth pastor, you know, for years, and I guess kind of passed on to me and my sisters as well. But I noticed like when I started doing writing plays and the TV pilot and the movie script and stuff. So there are some young people who, the ones who are able to get into college, right? So I have some kids in college, and you know they're still having the issue with self-esteem, even though you know they made A's and B's throughout high school, they were getting into college, and now it's like it's a different kind of struggle. And so what I did was I opened up a place for them. I said, you know, I'll get some interns. So I had some 3 interns, you know. And I still have 3 more now, so I kind of switch them, you know, after they graduate from college or whatever. And then, and sometimes the parents don't even know what they can do. And so I work with them, and you know, and I let the parents know they're on time. Like you said, you have set expectations. I have really, really high expectations. Y'all know my mama. I have really, really high expectations.
Yeah.
Right? You have to. When they talk to you, they need to think they're talking to me. You know, I don't care if somebody make you mad, you don't show it, you don't, if somebody step on your toe, you don't give them no sour look on your face. You know, you're an extension of me.
Right.
So if they're talking to you, they need to know that, okay, yeah, if she told me this, I know it's coming from me, just like my mama used to be. But then they realized they actually received college credits for being my intern. And that kind of opened a whole new door, like, okay, I can do some stuff, you know.
Exactly. That's good.
And then the parents are impressed that,
Right.
okay, so doing this for her can get her some, you know, can help in the long run
Right.
with some college credits. And then you got other parents now who want to say, hey, can they do this now? Can my child do this? Now some parents, I got to turn them down, say, no, your child can do this because I see their attitude, so no.
That's true. That's true.
Respect.
I mean, yeah, because I need to know.
It's not entitlement.
Right, I need to know that if I'm not, like you said, if I turn my head, I need to know they're still gonna do what they're supposed to do. They're still gonna tell the customers what they're supposed to tell the customers. You know, if I say, okay, we got, you know, you speaking to the cast members now, and I need you to say what you know I would say. If I tell you to say this, that's what you say. And if I'm not there, I need to know that you can conduct this rehearsal
Exactly.
without me being there. And I don't want no phone calls, not one. I don't want no phone calls saying that, she said this and they told me this and then I don't want none of that. So some parents have to let them know, no, you can't. But,
Your standards, that's
my
Yeah.
dad said that. He was like, when we went on the youth field trips, sometimes some parents wouldn't let them go. You can't go. Your child can go, but you can't.
That's it.
So Yolanda, how old are the young people you work with?
They start at 6th grade and they go up through high school. And I tell you this story, he's 22 years old, one of my boys, played for me when he was in the 6th grade. He's in prison. He said, Coach, I was sitting there. He said, your number came to me. Okay. He said, so I called my mama. So I called this number. I think it's Coach Yo. He called, she called. And I was like, hello? 11 o'clock at night. He said they gave him a phone pass because he told me he needed to go talk to his coach. And 11 o'clock at night, and strange call. I accept him all time of the night. He called. He said, do you know who this is? What? Boy, why is you playing on the phone? He said, this is Jamon. I said, what? What's going on? The kids had already told me he was in prison. What's going on? He said, I was laying in the bed, and he said, and your number came to me. So I called you.
Wow.
I said, wow. So, and I was like, so what's going on? And stuff, and he went on, and I was like, I said, but you know what? Since you dropped out of school, I want you to get that GED. He said, no, they won't let me get it. Who won't let you get it? Who won't let you get it?
Right.
You know what? The next morning, Miss P, you know what I was doing?
Mhm.
Calling that prison.
Yeah.
I want to know who do I need to talk to. I called a bail bondsman. You know, I had met that's in that area. Hey, I need you to go down here and see what's going on why my baby can't get this GED. I said, because I need for him to have it. He said, who said it? I said, it's probably a lie, but that's what he told me. You know, so you know, it's probably a lie. They know I talked to him, he called me back. He said, Coach, what did you tell them? Because they come down here. He said, you making it hard on me. No, you should have lied to me.
Instrumentation. There we
Well,
go.
I didn't know that you knew somebody that prison know who I know. You don't know who I know, but we gonna get that GED done.
Since you brought it up.
Yeah, since you lied, we gonna get it done.
You know, the main thing.
And then I was in California this weekend, one most wanted. They looking for him. He called me, Coach. What? What? And I was like, I said, listen here. We know you don't have a lot of money. I told you. I told them to tell you that somebody gonna turn you in, that you truly can respect and use that money for your attorney. He called me. He said, where you at? You wanna go turn me in? You know somebody else that you can trust.
I'm in LA.
You know somebody else you can trust. But you know what, Coach? The
That's
fact of the matter,
They called you.
It might not have been. But what I will say about doing nonprofit, which you do community service, and you give goods and things that they need, but you find yourself being almost a second mom,
Exactly.
almost a spiritual advisor, almost a voice of reason, and you become more than just the tangible things that they need. Not saying that their parents are not good parents, are not available parents, because my parents was available. But I just wanted to do me for a while. But at that time, God would send people
As an extension.
that could see
Yes.
the greater good that my parents already told me I had.
Yeah.
So when you become these nonprofit people, you also have almost a obligation, not only to give you tangible things, but if I don't help that inner person, the mental part you was talking about, the other parts, then giving you some just to sustain you for that second.
Right.
And so you find yourself being a second mom, a second friend, a voice of reason. And I think that is one of the greatest things, but also has become the tool to navigate to help other people
Right.
become more responsible, better, productive citizens and people, because
Exactly.
sometimes it means a lot when a stranger meets you and see your worth. Or when a stranger meets you and know you can become more than what you're showing, more than the need that we're meeting. And then they be like, okay, I really got some good in me. And then you find yourself being a lifelong partner. Who better to reach out to than Coach, who had told me down through the years, boy, do. So he knew he would get chastised, but he knew he would get good advice on what to do to move out of the situation. So nonprofit is also it's just loving and redirecting, help raising, help creating better citizens and better people. Because if we don't create that, we're just still leaving the world in the worst shape that we find.
But I think that's also God reminding you that your living is not in vain.
Exactly.
That you met this child back in the 6th grade, and they remember. They remember the investment that you made into them, even when they're in an embarrassing situation. They don't really want you to know, like, I know I shouldn't. That person's probably sitting there going, I know I shouldn't be here. Because Coach taught me, Coach taught me a different way. But you know what? I need to go back to that. I need to go back to the same person.
And I believe, the pathway, it's set for a reason.
Exactly.
And some people are in our life for a reason, a season,
some
or a
reason.
lifetime. And whatever reason that I'm there for, I'm going to embrace it.
Exactly.
I'm going to embrace it. But one thing that we all have in common is that servant heart.
Yes.
The servant heart.
Yeah.
And for that, we cannot ask to be surrounded by more supportive women, encouraging women.
Right.
And it's like there's nothing embarrassing. Hey, what do you need? What do you need?
Exactly.
And we all come together to try to make it happen. I mean, there's no, sometimes we just feel alone.
Yeah.
And even sometimes we need somebody to hold our
Yeah,
hand.
that's true.
And
Right.
these babies definitely do. But
Yes.
sometimes we at our tender age,
Right.
age to perfection. we gotta have somebody to hold our hand just to know this walk is not.
It's power and unity.
It
for
is.
That's a
That's
lot.
right.
We got
It is
some
indeed.
people that want to run with us, walk with us, jog with us.
Exactly.
Wade those high waters, and I can't swim, but I'm definitely going to. I'm waiting with it, but I'm going in there with a strong swimmer.
Coach, with that being said, I just got chastised the other day, and I wasn't gonna say nothing because Lord, I'm shy. I'm shy.
Bring it to the table. We had the round table.
But we at the table. No, we don't walk around table. We got a long table. That round table started me.
Yeah.
But I'm at the long table.
Come on with this.
And when you said it's times that we need to know that we're not alone, I know each one of y'all kind of individually through Miss Berry. I've done something for each one of y'all differently through Miss Berry. And so Miss Berry also started a text group, a messenger where she tell us good morning, she tell us the things that are going on. But before the podcast, she already started bringing us together by messenger, by saying everybody do this is what's going on. So she invited me into the group. And it wasn't just an invite now that I realized as of yesterday. It was that you could utilize the people and the services that they bring, because each one of you ladies brings something different. And I had received a catering job. And I just couldn't pull it off because I didn't have the amount of people. And because I didn't get out of my self-way. I didn't get out of my self-way. Yolanda, I feel your daggers on me. Tia, okay, Miss Berry, I'm confessing my sins. And I turned the job down because I felt like I just didn't have enough servers. After Miss Berry #1, I came to her and I said, hey, I got this thing going on, and I was telling her the price, and she would say, well, are you gonna pay yourself? I said, well, I didn't count that. She said, you need to go back and fix that. So I go back, and the price that I offered these people, they jumped on me. but I had to turn it down because I didn't have enough servers. And so, but just to show you, she meant what she said about you're in the group and you're a part of us. She thinking about my business when I done cut it off and didn't tell her. We had a function yesterday, and she says, this young man, Rashad, was so hospitable and just a ball of life. And so Jeanette says, tell me what you're doing, what you're gonna need. And I'm looking like, huh, what? I said, I'm having a community giveaway March the 20th. She said, my girl, not that. I said, well, I canceled that catering thing. She said, what? And why? I said, I didn't have enough people. I didn't know who to call. She said, you could have reached out into the circle. And to piggyback that she really meant it. Tia didn't know why I turned it down. And she was like, girl, you could have reached out. So it's really true and authentic that these ladies that's sitting at this table has a willing heart. And I would never, because I needed the money. I would never not reach out again. Because today I feel that you ladies are authentic, you are intentional, and you are very purposeful living life and doing community service. So please forgive me that I shattered my own money.
And I'm gonna share this with you as well. There are schools out here that these kids are wanting to be caterers,
Yeah, they're
the
training.
hospitality. You know, they're training, they're chefs.
Jesus.
You need to meet them, and guess what?
Connect with them.
You can give them community service hours. You don't even have to pay them. You tell them what you want them to wear, which is something that the school is providing. Black and white.
I was going to say that. That's what's that.
Black and white. That's what the school provides. You can order you some aprons. Put your branding on that apron. And now when they show up, you put that apron on them for your branding. Bring it back. They're already trained. Their presentation, the way they set up that food.
They're just practicing there.
And that they can add it to
Their
their
craft.
There you go.
See.
So you need to contact a school and go ahead and get those people lined up. Even if it's a small event, like here. You're testing them out. You're giving community service hours.
Podcast needed.
Yes, because I think that's a void that a lot of people don't realize. Like you got UNT Dallas that has a human services program. And so those students are trying to learn firsthand what is human services all about. So you have a resource fair, you can go and say, hey, I need individuals from here to come out and volunteer to support. I'm a strong advocate of, if I want you to do some long-term programs with me, I'm gonna try to get funding to pay you, because I know I can get much better out of you. But what they're gonna learn hands-on versus textbook versus classroom is invaluable. And it equips us to be so much better. When they go for interview and now they got some experiences. Have you ever served? Yes, I served. You know.
But then I had a job.
Exactly.
Community service
Exactly.
hours. That's what Jeanette did for my baby when she went off to college. You know, all of these hours she hadn't worked. She had community service
Yes.
hours that we had
And
hoarded.
they're just as valuable as in
They're
just as
And they love it because you did all of this because you wanted to.
Exactly.
Not because
Not
you was
because they're
paid.
paid. Exactly.
That's your passion. So, and another thing with what she's saying, they love it. You're training them because each person is going to require something different.
Exactly.
So now we as grown, we pay for our kids this education that they don't even like.
Exactly.
Versus if we had somebody like us that would give them community service hours to help them navigate.
Exactly.
If this is where they want to be at before you waste my money. We can make it happen.
Absolutely. That is the truth.
There go the word navigate again.
That is the truth.
And
Yeah,
you know,
one of
and
the young
this-
ladies who was one of my interns for the play I did 3 years ago, she's directing my play that I'm doing this year.
Yes.
Wow.
She graduates from college this year, and I mean she graduates in May. Yeah, in May, and she's the director for this place.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
wonderful. Wonderful.
And that's how people learn to you.
Yeah.
Pour in.
She did theater all through college, and she started off as an intern, years ago, just an intern. But she did a great job at it, earned some college credit for that. Went on to college, kept through with theater, and now she graduates this year. And now she's my director for this year.
Wow.
For the
That's
place.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you just said it, intentional.
Yeah.
We are intentional.
Yeah.
There's a purpose,
Mhm.
and we have this purpose-driven life.
That's
Yes.
We got it.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
Hey, so let's drive.
Don't you ever.
We all do that. We all do that.
Do that again.
We all do it this month.
I need to have learned from that. Yes, you learned from
What
that.
I learned from that is, number one, I'm not alone.
Right.
Number two, the offer that was given and extended to me was genuine, authentic. It was not just talk, it was action behind it.
And it wasn't just for you.
It was-
It was for all the people who was gonna be working with you.
But it also taught me that it's a lot of resources. See, if I had not sat at the podcast and heard Miss Coach Yo and Miss Candy talk about these things, they're not just asking you guys, but there's other entities that need to get these community hours. So that is something I can walk away with now, knowing that I can reach out to schools
Right.
and that I can get some children that are gonna be in this profession, so they just wanna get some hands-on training.
Exactly.
So I've learned, Miss Candy, I've answered your question.
Yeah.
But Miss P, I would like to thank you for just pouring into all of us, and then
Yes,
an extension of Miss Berry that she gets to funnel all that knowledge into us.
Exactly.
So again, we thank you as well.
Yeah, that's an amazing woman, phenomenal woman.
Yes,
Phenomenal.
you.
Yes.
Yes.
Ladies,
Uh,
it's been fun. Thank you all for coming out, sharing your experiences, sharing your nonprofits, and this is just the beginning. So next month is prom time, so we will have D. Goat Photography here. He has packages that he'll be sharing, because some people can't afford their kids' prom pictures or graduation pictures. Graduation is in May. So we will have nonprofits and businesses that are doing stuff in the community and that's helping people. So stay tuned. And again, ladies, thank you for today. Ms. P, thank you for all you do. Thank you for coming out today, sharing your time with us. And again, see you guys soon. Thank you.